Try to overlook a rival. All eyes on me cause I got no competition. Now looking at an idol. You're doing long enough to pay for my attention. Who's born to be glorious? Most definitely glorious. Destined to be glorious. Through all I hate, did display to remain warriors.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to Real Lifestyle. We back at it again, but we gonna check out my boy Sean. Hey, he's Mr. Exotic. If you got hypercars, whatever it is, if you in Miami, Sean probably don't already touch your car already. So we're gonna check my boy out over here at BEP. Let's go.
What's going on, bro?
Big homie.
Good.
What's good with you, boy?
Everything great, bro.
Doing all right?
Oh yeah, doing great, man. Can't complain.
Dang, man. You brought me to your house today, man. You got some major operation going on today. It's hot as heck in here, though, man.
It is hot, but don't get me wrong, you get used to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Once you're working on the car, you don't really feel that much.
Yeah.
It's good.
But I can tell you what, though, man. It's really not your typical shop, though, man. You got something major going on here, man.
Actually put a lot of work here, man.
Yeah.
A lot of effort to get this, the way it looks right now.
Man, tell me how you got started, man, because everybody call you Mr. Exotic.
So, bro, it's a long story.
Yeah.
All right. So, you remember the movie Fast and the Furious?
Yeah.
All right. So, of course, when Fast and the Furious came out,
Yeah.
every guy got into cars, right?
Yeah.
So they got really passionate about cars.
Yeah.
So at that time, of course, I was little. My dad was never someone that was really driven, I would say, like, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Or passionate about cars.
Yeah.
But I don't know, something grew up inside of me since I was little. And yeah, I started loving cars and seeing like Ferraris and stuff like that, since I was little. My dad buying me little toys and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I got into college, and my first year of college, I was actually skipping school.
You skipping?
I got
you was one of them.
Yeah. So yeah, I made it to college. I was going to Maya West, University of Puerto Rico,
Okay.
Maya West, Puerto Rico, and yeah, of course, I did it because my parents went, they wanted me, I want to make my parents proud about
Right.
it.
So you're from Puerto Rico?
I'm actually from Puerto Rico, that's
Wow.
correct. Born and raised, actually.
Wow.
And at that time, I had this girlfriend, and her dad was a mechanic.
Yeah.
So I used to skip college to go to his shop and work literally for free because I just want to learn. That's all I wanted to do. Just learn more and more and more.
So you wasn't skipping to have fun and going to the...
I wasn't wasting time. I was actually learning about cars and, what I have to do to be a mechanic and simple stuff.
Yeah.
Or the most basic ones, right?
Yeah.
So I hit my third year of college, and one day I got home and I told my dad, "Dad, I got some bad news for you." And he's like, "What do you mean you got bad news for me?" I'm like, "I don't want to go to college no more." And he's like, "What do you mean?" And I told him, "I want to become a mechanic. I want to go to school. It's a school in Orlando that I want to go to, a technical school. So, you know what I mean? Like, I want to go there."
Yeah.
And he's like, "What do you mean? You're going to stop going to college to become a mechanic?" As a parent, bro. I mean, and I was like, "Dad, relax." You know what I mean? Like, let me be happy.
You better kick you out the house, man.
Of course, bro. This is what I want to do, you know? And I had to give him some time to think about it, believe it or not. He didn't took it the right way at the beginning, of course, obviously.
Yeah.
But then he was like, "You know what? I'm gonna support you. I mean, let's make this happen." Why? Because he knew that I don't speak English at that time. That was one thing.
Oh, you speak no English?
No. At that time, I nothing at all. Nothing.
Wow.
So I had to, of course, move to the U.S. by myself, And my dad didn't really have, financially, he didn't have the money to support me or pay for everything. It was very tough, for my parents. I come from a very, humble family.
Yeah.
And, he, with a lot of sacrifice, he was like, "You know what? If that's what you want, let's make it happen." So, of course, I took student loans, move up to Orlando, and everything started in Orlando. I went to this technical school named UTI, Universal Technical Institute, and I got certified there as a technician, automotive technician. I went to a 1 year school there, but I have a goal set up at that time, and my goal was like not to become a random mechanic. You know what I mean? Like this little pop shop. No, no, no. I wanted to, get this knowledge and become actually specialize in European cars. That's what I wanted for, and that was my mindset before the day one.
Got you. But what made you choose UTI? You had plenty of colleges like to choose from. What made you choose UTI?
So to be honest with you, another friend of mine, he was the one who introduced me to UTI, and I loved their setup. Everything was very clean. It was a very high end like technical school, and that's the reason why I selected UTI. And also, they had like other programs that you could select and you could choose. Coming out of there, it was like it was easier, to get into the schools that I wanted to, because like I said, I wanted to become a European certified technician, for European cars, for European brands. And my goal was to work with BMW. So going to UTI gave me the opportunity after graduating from there to go to a BMW program.
Wow.
So when I went to BMW program, it was easier to get a job, because it's not the same thing saying like I'm an automotive technician, or you go into a BMW school and get it certified with BMW. It's let's put it this way: it's a different type of level. You know
Right,
what I mean?
it's levels to it.
Of course, it looks completely different. And your resume is like you're certified with BMW. Come on, man.
Right.
It looks beautiful.
It's legit.
It's legit, exactly.
Yeah.
So one day, after I graduated from the automotive school, I actually applied for a BMW program. I did two programs. I did the fast track and the step program.
Mm-hmm.
So the fast track program, you pay for it, etc. So I paid for that one. I got the 3 months, and then I did the step program, both of them. So a month and a half before I actually graduated from the BMW program, the course that was almost a year, I actually got 2 job interviews. I'm gonna tell you about the first one.
Oh, wow.
So the first one, it was actually in a dealer that I'm not gonna mention the name, of course. It was a BMW dealer down south.
Confidential.
Was that?
Confidential.
Yeah, confidential. So I don't want to mention, the name of the dealer.
Yeah.
But I went to my job interview, and the service manager, told me, "What's your experience? Tell me about your experience, in automotive." And I'm like, I'm a fresh student. What else can I say? I got a little bit of background, but
you fresh out of college.
I'm fresh out of college.
Yeah.
I'm fresh out of school.
Yeah.
So I don't really got a lot of knowledge and experience in the field. I don't. But if you give me the opportunity, of course I'm gonna make it happen, because that's what I'm here for.
Right.
So I was expecting at least from him to tell me like, hey, I can give you an offer $25, $26 an hour.
Right.
Instead of that, he comes to me and he tells me, unfortunately, I can't give you a position as a technician. You can start supporting at $10 an hour.
Wow.
Bro, that day, I swear, I literally almost cried. Because coming from nothing, and doing everything with a lot of sacrifice, not being able to actually purchase a car when I got to the US, not having a car at all, not having a place to stay at all.
Wow.
I had to depend on other people. I ended up sleeping on my aunt's living room on the floor in a little mattress that's probably not even 2 inches thick,
Wow.
So coming from all that, sometimes.
How did you overcome that? Like, you talk about your auntie sleeping on a mattress that's like this thin. Like, how did you overcome that? Like, how was you getting around? You had no car.
Yeah, so at the beginning, my dad basically, he had like $2,500, almost $3,000 saved. So he was like, "Hey son, I'm actually sending you the money so you can purchase a car." And obviously, I bought a car that it wasn't worth it, and the engine blew like a week after I purchased the car. Believe it or not. So yeah, like after that, I lost my job. The job that I had, I was working for a little gym, getting paid $5 an hour. Believe it or not,
$5.
$5 an hour. $5 an hour. A brand new gym that just opened in Kissimmee at that time, near the house that I was living. And from that, of course, my car got messed up, the engine, and told my dad, I was like, "Dad, listen, I'm without a car. And he's like, son, this is the last chance and not the last opportunity I'm gonna give you, you know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a loan, and with that loan, you're gonna go and make sure you buy a good car that
So
you
he
don't
wasn't
get.
upset like you
No, I mean,
yeah.
he was kind of upset, but at the same time, he knew that whatever I was doing it because I wanted to. You know, that he saw that I was actually going all in with everything. You know what I mean? That I was very motivated, you know, and focused, and I actually want to, you know, reach my goals, you know. And because of that, he actually he, like I said, he did the loan, and he was like, with a lot of sacrifice, let's make this happen. You know, I want you to finish school. I want you to, you know, reach your goals and do this, do that. So let's make it happen. So he said he wired me the money. I ended up buying this car, and long story short, so I ended up living with my aunt, because the place that I used to live before, it was kind of like tough. It was very far away from school. It was an hour and a half away.
Wow.
So I was driving every single day, an hour and a half. So one day, you know, I clicked with my aunt, my mom's sister, and she was like, you know, you can live with me, but I can give you or we don't have a room available in the house. You can sleep in the living room. And I was like, all right, so I'll take it. At least I got a roof over my head, you know?
Yeah.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
That's all I need, literally.
Right.
So yeah, man, from literally, like I said, from living with my parents, I went through all this, and I ended up sleeping in my aunt's house, sleeping on the floor in the living room for like literally almost a year.
Wow.
Almost a year. Very tough, don't get me wrong, because you know, sometimes when you said to yourself, people think when you're moving out of you know, your country, moving to a different country, to the US, people think that things are gonna be easy. You know, that things are, you know, they're gonna be simple. And then the reality, when you confront the reality, it's a different story.
Right.
You know, and like I said, you gotta grind for what you want. You know,
Right.
you gotta work hard for everything that you know want to reach in life.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Wow.
But yeah, from there, man, I'm very happy that she let me sleep on the living room. Don't get me wrong,
You was
because that's the
grateful.
reason why I'm here. You know,
Wow.
thanks to her, she gave
Right.
me the hand. She put a roof over my head, and I really appreciate that.
Did you ever think about, like, you know, in that moment, like giving up? Because you know that struggle is like, you really have to have like people around you that's gonna give you like motivation to keep going. You know.
So,
Like,
answering your question, bro, I'm gonna say yes. Yes, it was so many times that I thought about giving up. So many times, because keep in mind, I'm coming from a family, right, where my dad always supported me and my sister, both of us, and I didn't really have to struggle. You know what I mean? I always worked since I was young. Like, since my age of 14 years old, that's when I started. That's when I got my first job, believe it or not. You know, with, you know, permissions of my parents and stuff. But I was working since young age, because I always been that type of person, you know, that type of guy, that I'm a hustler. You know what I mean? And I work for what
Just
I want.
grind.
That's just grind.
yeah.
So yeah, I thought about like giving out a couple of times, especially when the motor blew up. You know, I was an hour and a half from school, so the attendants on school, they're very straight about that. So if you miss 3 times, they kick you out of school. So imagine,
So you had three strikes.
yeah,
They give you
3
3
strikes. That's it, and they kick you out, or they
Damn.
suspend you the first time. Second time, you out, done. Because they don't really want people to waste their time. You know, that's the main thing about this school. You know, very you know, they drive you. You know what I mean, to go on the right path. So imagine, I was living an hour and a half away, having no car, lost my job at that time because, of course, I didn't have any transportation. So you can imagine, I was frustrated, obviously.
Yeah.
I was very depressed, frustrated. I just wanted to quit. But something inside of me told me, like, you can't quit. You've been this far. You're already here. You already crossed the bridge. Why would you quit? You know, it's don't do that. You know, it's like all the sacrifice, everything that I've done already, I'm just gonna like just throw it away. You know, so I gotta keep grinding. I gotta make it happen. And that's the thing in life, man. You have to look different ways. You know, and kind of like manage. You know, learn how to manage it,
Right.
and make it happen.
Right.
That's the most important thing. And once again, one thing that of course I didn't want to quit. The reason because I didn't want to fail to my dad, because I told him since the get-go, listen, no matter how, I'm gonna make this happen. Because keep in mind, on the other side, he's doing everything he can, to push me to to reach my goals.
Right.
Why would I fail?
Right.
Failing is not.
It's not an option.
It's not an option for me.
Yeah,
I can't do that.
Hey, that's major, to your dad, because my dad gave me a chance as well too, just like your dad. So you talk about how your dad like gave you the second loan, like so.
Second
when
one.
he did that, like, what you did with that money?
Don't get me wrong. I was a young kid. I was what, like 20. He wired me maybe, I think it was like $8,000. Oh my God, I got $8,000 to get a car. I got money, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, like at that time, he's like, be smart about the money. Don't go crazy, and buy a good car that actually take you from point A to point B without any problems. And that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did. 2 days after I bought my car, I got a job interview and I got hired.
Wow.
So that's how actually, like I started like working on everything, and I made it happen, literally 2 days after. Job interview, oh, when can you start? I'm like, oh my God, that fast, like, let's make it happen. I'll start tomorrow. I'll actually start today if you let me.
Right.
Yeah, that was me at that time, because of course I needed the money.
Right.
So I started working at an advanced auto bar at that time, believe it or not.
Advanced auto
Wow. Advanced auto bar in Orlando.
Yeah.
So yeah, great experience. And thanks to that, I was able to make some little bit of money, support myself, pay my insurance, my car insurance, my stuff, my credit card, etc., and keep growing, keep scaling, little by little. Like I said, during all this process, I was managing the way that, or the transition from moving from Puerto Rico to here, and didn't know anybody here. The only family member that I had was my aunt and my grandfather, my mom's dad. No one else. And I didn't speak English at that time. Nothing at all. So you can imagine, it was a very hard process. It was a very tough process.
So you spoke no English, and how did you maneuver, like, getting a job, getting your car, and like managing your time to like?
My first, I'm gonna say this. Check this out. My first job interview. I sit down, and they ask me, okay, so tell me a little bit about you. I was like, I don't speak English. I just need a job. That's simple like that, bro. The manager was like, you know what? You hired. Come with me, bro. I just need a job. I need money. That's done. Simple like that. Simple like that, I swear. That's simple. Bro, like I said, it was always like the grind. Yeah. All about the grind, all about like reaching my goals. Since I got to this country here, man. Since day one, non-stop, been grinding non-stop. It got to a point where I was going to school. I was waking up at 4 a.m., right? Because a lot of people don't know about this, right? We got to put this out there.
Yeah.
So I was waking up at 4 a.m. every morning. I was going to school at 6 a.m. So from 6 a.m. to 2:30, I was going to school. From 3:30 to 12, I was going to work.
Wow.
Every single day.
So
and weekends, I was working full-time, 2 jobs.
So you had your schedule from basically from 4 a.m. to 12?
To 12, every single day for 2 years straight.
Wow. You really had, so you only had 4 hours of sleep, pretty much?
Barely, man. Barely, because keep in mind, during those hours of sleep, while other people were sleeping, I was actually catching up, and reading the books, because once again, it was a learning process for me, because I was going to automotive school, plus at the same time, I was learning English.
Wow. So when you was going to school, was the material in English or
English?
Spanish?
Everything. It was here, English.
So how you was like translating?
Google, man. Everything was Google Translate.
So you had to Google everything.
Everything. Literally, of course, a lot of stuff that I understood at that time, but I couldn't maintain a conversation with someone because I was like, oh my God, like how I'm supposed to say this? Let me Google it. Google.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Using my phone. So it's no excuses, like I said. No excuses. Like I was grinding and going for my goal nonstop. I wanted, like I said, I had a dream since day one. And my dream was to have this. And I'm like I told you earlier, I'm not even a 1%.
Yeah.
close to where I want to be at.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
I mean, that's crazy. Like you said that, like, you're not even at 1%, but like most
Nah.
people, like they'll see a shop like this and see, you know, you're Mr. Exotic, man. Everybody come to you, you know, with the nice cars. So for you to say you're not even at 1%, bro, like most people, they'll be okay right here. Like,
Nah, man, like not me.
like,
Not me. I feel like for me, every day it's a new beginning. Every day it's a learning process. Every day you're learning something new. Every day, you gotta grind for more. You can't settle, man. I feel like me, like I said, I'm not even at 1% where I want to be at.
Wow.
Not yet. I'm starting.
Wow.
I'm still starting. You know, that's the way I look things. Cause, bro, it's if you settle, you're gonna get in this comfort zone where your mind's just gonna tell you, oh, don't do more. You know, you're good where you're at. I don't feel like that. I feel like if I got the potential to do more, I'll do more.
Wow.
That's the way I look things.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that mindset because it keeps you like, you know, all the greats, like, you know, the Tom Brady's, the LeBron James, and the Kobe Carps. Everybody have that chip on their shoulder. It seems to me like, you know, what's your chip on your shoulder? Like,
Bro, my family, 100% my son. It's like I said to myself, I gotta build an empire. You know, I have to build an empire because I want to leave my son settled. I mean, I'm gonna teach him. Don't get me wrong, how to like, earn things in life. I'm not gonna make it easy for him, but I don't want him to go through the same things I went through. You know, because it's still what, bro. I don't know. As a parent, it's the way you think. You know, you want your son not to struggle. Though, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, he has to struggle a little bit because he got to learn.
yeah,
You know, he got to learn how to earn things. But come on, I don't want to put him in a position where, like, for example, how to take, public buses just to go to school.
Yeah.
At a certain point.
yeah,
You know.
yeah,
Or be feeling like, oh my God, like I don't know how I'm gonna make it to school, or I don't have a place to stay. I don't want him to go through that. You know what I mean?
yeah. How
But
old is your son?
My own son is 2 years old.
2 years old. You can start from young, man.
My little one. Oh yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I'm a young daddy. Yeah.
Man, so you talk about like building your empire. So like, bro, you gotta let me in on the secret, bro. So how did you come up to build your own? Like, you say you were working for BMW.
I work with BMW.
How did that transition transpire? Like,
So moved to Orlando, to Miami. Miami, like I was telling you earlier, I got a job interview. I didn't get hired there. They offered me what I didn't want to.
Right.
I moved out to another dealer, and same day they told me moved from one place to the other one, and I got a job offer the same day.
wow.
And that day, of course, like I accept the offers. A week after the end of
They
moving to
offer you
Miami.
$10 though. Right?
Nah, bro, nah. They actually offered me pretty good money.
Yeah.
But I mean, for my age, I was pretty good, man. I was close to $30 an hour.
$30 an hour.
Yeah,
So how much you was making a year?
I was over. I mean, at the beginning, I was like high 90s, and then I was 21 at that time. So when I turned 22, I was over 120.
Wow.
Over.
Wow. So you came from making like
Advanced $5 an hour.
$5
$5 an hour.
$5 an hour
Five.
to like 30,
Yeah,
like in
30.
the span of 1 year.
On 1 year.
Wow.
It sounds 30 sounds like, oh, math doesn't make sense, but when you know about automotive industry, the way how they pay you, it's very different. It's not 40 hours a week. It doesn't work that way. You know, it's like they pay you a flat rate. So depending on which job you do and how fast you do the job, you get paid a certain amount of hours. So give you an example, right? If I got a brake job to do, and brake job pays an hour per side, so it's 4 hours, but I do them in 15 minutes, I can still get paid 4 hours. That's how you make money on
Really?
the automotive industry. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the way it works. Going back to what I was telling you about the job. So I started working at this BMW dealership,
Hold
getting
on.
paid. Yeah.
You said
Yeah.
it just hit me again, bro. You said you work 15 minutes on a brake job and still get paid for 4 hours?
4 hours.
Well, that's
yeah.
a lick.
Yeah.
that's a lick.
Don't get me wrong. There's some jobs where they take you, they pay you less and they take you more time, but there are other jobs where you can flip them. You can make them quit.
Wow.
And once again, once you start getting more experience, you become faster and you do things quicker, easier. So because problems are very, how can I say, like they're they're the same ones over and over again.
Right.
That's so. Yeah, start making good money.
Yeah, that's good.
Don't get me
That's
wrong.
good. So you went from doing that, like, so
Yeah.
how long did you work there? And then till you say, you know what, I want to start my own shop.
So since 2013 up to 2017, I'm sorry, 16. I'm sorry, 16. So about 3 years and something, 3 years and a half.
Okay.
Almost 3 years and a half. That's how long I work at the dealer. But once again, back to the dealership, like I told you, I don't settle. You know, I'm not that type of person that I settle. And I said to myself, one day, I want to have my own business. I want to have my own business before my 30th. Literally like that, bro. Like that. I said, want my own business. I want to be my own boss before my 30th.
Wow.
And that's exactly what I did.
Wow. So how did you gotta tell me on the secret, bro. Like, how did you,
So yeah, like back in 16, I lost my job, but I like I said, I had some money saved, and I actually applied to work in other stuff, completely different to being a technician, yeah. Because like I said, I lost my job. I had a motorcycle accident, so I was injured, so I couldn't work as a mechanic no more for a certain amount of time till I recovered, you know, from everything.
yeah.
So this time, an opportunity came up to me to become a tour manager for this company named Celsius. It's a pre-workout. They're not a pre-workout. It's like Celsius, yeah.
That's even Celsius.
Yeah,
man.
so I worked for Celsius I was a tour manager for Celsius.
Yeah.
And I had the opportunity to travel in the entire US. So they were paying me good amount of money a year per diem and all this kind of stuff. Plus, I was traveling.
You're traveling,
you know what I mean?
good.
All the goodies, you know what I mean? All the goodies.
Yeah.
So I started saving up some money till 2019, where that year I made my decision. And I was like, you know what? It's time. It's time for me to like accomplish, you know, my stuff and make my dreams come true. You know, open my own business, like I said, before my 30s. And that year, bro, I went all in. That year, I went all in with the shop. You know, the shop wasn't looking like this at all.
Yeah.
You know, that was a process. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that year, I said to my wife, like, listen, this is the year. I'm opening my own business. I'm going all in. I already got a warehouse. So let's make this happen. So I went all in with the business.
So how did you do that? Like from the time you had, you know, you worked for Celsius and then you went from Celsius to like that's like a 180, complete 180.
Yeah. So this is the crazy thing. Life and God works in mysterious ways, right? And in life, sometimes opportunities come up to you when that. Sometimes when you not even think that opportunity is gonna come up to you. You know what I mean? It's randomly, you know. So from being a mechanic or a technician, this opportunity or everything happened. My accident just happened for a reason, you know, and that reason was the way I see things now. It's that I had to work for this marketing company because I needed to be more outgoing, and I needed to learn about like how to market my own business, how to market, you know, a brand, you know, and that's exactly what I did. It was like a learning process at that time. That's how I took things. I was like, how from being a technician, I'm working doing this. This is crazy. Like this doesn't have nothing to do with being a tech or being a mechanic or etc. You know, this is not what I actually went to school for. Don't get me wrong. I was kind of frustrated at that time. Yeah. And because obviously I was not doing what I loved, but it was a reason why I was there. And that reason now that I understand, it was because if I wasn't there at that time and working that year with this company as a tour manager, you know, putting a brand out there and learning how to market a specific brand, I wouldn't create this business. I wouldn't.
Wow.
I wouldn't, because I wouldn't be outgoing with people. I wouldn't know how to like sell a product, you know, how to work with marketing, all that kind of stuff. And like I said, it was a learning process.
So because of your experience with Celsius, it allowed you to like open your own business.
To open my own business. I would say, yeah. 100%, 100%, because it's like they're very different businesses, but at the same time, every business you need marketing. You got to put a brand out there, so it's the same thing.
Right. So you worked for them for how long? Celsius.
A year and a few months. Yeah, like
So-
a year and 8 months. So like a year and 8 months.
So you left there, and then you say, you know what, I'm done.
So my last contract, ends in 2018, and that year I actually decided to travel and enjoy life before, because I knew I was going to open my business at this point. I already knew I was going to do it. I was looking forward to do it. But a few months before, I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to travel and enjoy life a little bit before I open business, because once I open the business, forget about it. It's all in. You're not. Some people think, oh my God, you're your own boss. You can make your own time. Yeah, that's true. But guess what? You got to work even more for your own business than working on in any other job of 40 hours a week. Mom.
It's some work now.
Oh yeah, bro. Oh yeah.
It's some work.
You gotta work nonstop. Like the work literally don't stop. You get home 8, 9 o'clock, clients text you, or they DM you on Instagram like, hey, I want a quote for this, and you're like, all right, I gotta make sales. I gotta make it happen.
Right. So you took 3 months off.
Like 3 months.
So where'd you go?
I actually went to Dubai.
Dubai.
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy.
I went to Dubai.
You beat me. I haven't been to Dubai yet.
Trust me, if you go, you're gonna love it.
So how was that experience? Like,
Oh my God, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Like I stayed there for almost a month and a half
A month and a half.
in Dubai.
Wow.
Bro, amazing. Love it. Love it. I love the country. Very different.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But it was an amazing experience. Like I said, bro, I come from nothing,
Yeah.
from not having nothing, having the opportunity just to travel out of the country, and literally live the lifestyle in Dubai.
Right,
Bro,
right. You was out there. You was
it
doing
was
your thing.
dope. It was dope. You know what I mean? But yeah, like when I came back, that's when I started like working to like looking for a spot. And you know how hard it is to get into, you that know about real estate,
Yeah.
it's how hard it is to get like a warehouse,
Right.
especially when it comes to a mechanic shop.
Yeah.
Very hard, because some, they will tell you, no, we don't allow it because it's a dirty business, or the city tell you, no, you can't open there because this, because that.
The landlord gotta like you.
The landlord, 100%.
He gotta
Oh my
like
God, they have to love you, because if not,
you ain't getting in.
you ain't getting there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you. That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like it took me a few months to find the spot, and that's when everything started, man.
Wow.
That day, I was back in 2019 around March.
Wow.
Around
That's
that
crazy
time.
because that's the same year I started my business.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the same year I started my real estate company.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Same year, like.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Dope.
So 2019, you come in here, and like, bro, I know it wasn't looking this nice, bro. Like, you got to establish.
I put some work into it, I put some work, because.
So how'd you like find the spot, and you say, you know what, this is what I want to do in here, like.
So I found the
break it down
spot. I found the spot. I started working. I started with having no clientele at that time, literally no clientele, and this brilliant idea came up to me like, oh, you know what? I should start doing, like events, like little meets, car meets and stuff, so people could see the shop and they could see that I'm here and they can know about me and all that kind of stuff. So at that time I had this car that I modified, did a couple of stuff, a BMW, and I got really into like the BMW, like clubs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was driving and that's what I knew about, like BMW, And like I said, I started working nonstop, grinding, and little by little, people started knowing about me. And then opportunities, like other opportunities on other cars, they started coming to me. And I was like, oh my God, I got my first McLaren, and I'm like, I never worked on a McLaren before, you know what I mean? But I can let him know the client that I don't know how to work on it. I gotta make it happen. So let me work on the car and give him a price and go from there. So I charge him fair amount, low amount for all the job I did. And I was like, oh my God, whatever. It's a learning process. So working on my first McLaren, everything came out perfect. And that's how everything started, little by little. I started getting more exotic cars little by little, and that's how I got into working on exotic cars.
So, but how did you make these clients like trust you? Because like, hey, whenever a guy, I don't care what type of guy you is, whenever a guy
Yeah.
come up on some money, bruh, like the first two things you're gonna do, you're gonna
Yeah.
buy a house
Oh yeah.
and you're gonna buy an exotic car.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
so for them to trust you to come in and say, hey man, hey Sean, hey, this my Huracan, my Lamborghini Huracan, take care of it. Like,
Yeah.
so how did
So
you like build that trust and like, nah, you Mr. Exotic, man. Everybody come to you for everything now. Like,
so it's hard at the beginning
yeah,
because, like you said, not everybody's gonna like bring you a $300,000-$400,000 car. It's not that simple,
right.
you know. But I believe when you do a good work, you put the word out there, and word of mouth is the most strong thing in any business. Word of mouth, bro, it's literally everything. And that's how in the automotive right, automotive, how can I say, like, automotive world,
Yeah.
or the exotic car world here in Miami, it's like this mall, so where everybody know each other, and that's how people get into other, like, hey, who did this job? Oh, bring the car to Sean.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how you got
That's
here.
how I got,
True
yeah,
or not?
Yeah.
So you got here referred by someone else that is a good friend.
Yeah.
Jalal, we got to put it out there,
Hey,
man.
shout out hey, which camera I'm talking to?
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Jalal, man. Hey,
Just
Jalal, I found you. Shout out to Jalal, man. Hey, I
That's
DM'd
the
you.
man.
And that's how he said, hey, go see Sean. I
Go
was
see
like,
Sean,
Sean
right?
had a G-Wagon, and I just bought a new Escalade. I said, hey, Sean, man. I said, hey, Jalal, hey, who did you go to get your ceramic wrap? And he was like, hey, call Sean,
Go
call Sean.
That was true. So you already know, word of mouth. It's everything in any business. Any business, doesn't matter what kind of business you're on to. every business, word of mouth, it's everything, bro. It's like it means more than seeing a post on Instagram, seeing a video on Instagram. Nah, man, word of mouth. That's the way to go. So yeah, that's basically how I started, like, getting more clientele, referrals, and of course, because they see my work. I work very clean.
Right.
And when I started the business, since day one, I've been running this business solo, believe it or not.
Really?
No employees.
Really?
Yeah, man. No employees.
So you get your first like supercar, and you say you worked with no employees. So what was that moment, that turning point for you, where you say, you know what, it's real? Like, when did it get real for you? Say, you know what, this is like about to take off. Like,
to be honest with you, I will say I can't really answer that question. You know why? Because I opened the business 19, and 20 we got the pandemic. So things were started scaling and going up, and then pandemic came, boom,
I'm
down.
not gonna lie to you, pandemic done got so much.
And that was a big hit.
People,
oh yeah, for I think almost everybody got hit with the pandemic.
So how did you survive through all that? Now we're in 2022 now, 2 years later.
Bro, so it was more like same thing. Was like the grind. And I'm a type of person that I don't only depend on this business. I do a lot of things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a little bit of crypto, a little bit here, you know what I mean? I buy, sell cars. I do a little bit of everything to survive, you know what I mean? And that's the way I maintain the business running during all that time, believe it or not.
Wow.
And I buy things cheap. I sell it for a little bit more. Like I said, I grind.
Right.
You have to.
It don't stop.
You can't stop. That's basically the way I manage everything, or to maintain the business during that period of time. Even things that I don't really do as much, I was like, you know what? If it's gonna bring some money to the table and put food on the table, let's make it happen.
Right.
So just to keep the business running, you gotta grind. Because, like I said, people has a mindset where they think when you open a business, things are gonna go perfect. Listen, the first 3-4 years, they're tough.
Yeah.
They're tough with any business.
Yeah.
Because why? You gotta build certain clientele. You know what I mean? Some days things are gonna go up, other month things are gonna go down, and that's how businesses are. Yeah. So you can really depend on one thing, because if you depend only on one thing, bro, you're gonna crash. You gotta be eating from here, a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, but you still focus on your business. Don't get me wrong, but you gotta grind. You gotta grind until you make it happen. That's the way I did it.
Right. Wow. So you said like your clientele, like, you know, building up that clientele, like you just said just
Yeah.
now. So who was that clientele that was like, that you were starstruck by, like, yo, I just got this call from so and so and they want me to work on their car. Who was the clientele and what
So
was the car?
I got two of them, right? One of them,
Yeah.
and I gotta say it, put it out there.
Yeah, put it out
Dr. G, bro.
Wow.
Dr. R.E.A.L.
Wow.
Bro, the way I see him, it's like he's a mentor, but at the same time, so this is the crazy thing. I got my smile done by him. You know what I mean? My smile design. He was the
Dr.
one.
G hooked you
Yeah,
up.
yeah. He was the one who did my smile design. I got to put it out there, of course. So yeah, he did my smile design. I got to the clinic as a patient, and he ended up being my client.
Wow.
Bro, he has probably like, I don't know how many exotic cars, maybe like 25, 26 exotic cars.
Yeah.
Like crazy. So when he actually, I built a trust with him, you know, and he started like, you know, trusting me more and knowing me more, he started bringing me all the cars. So I started working on his car. So people see Dr. D on the ground, like, oh my God, like, you know, this guy is lit.
Yeah.
He's living the life. But the way I see him, for me, he's my mentor. He's my mentor. And he was the guy that when he brought his cars here, I feel so proud. I was like, wow, it's crazy how I came from nothing, and this day I'm working on someone that is well known in Miami. You know, Miami not only in the entire U.S. You know, well known, one of the most, or you know, dentists in, you know, out there in the U.S. And I'm working on all his cars. Literally, bro, trust me like crazy. You know what I mean? Because we built this good relationship.
Yeah.
You know, so his one, and the other one was Nicky Jam.
Nicky Jam.
Nicky Jam, the singer.
How do you
Crazy.
start that, man?
So small world, right?
Yeah.
So Nicky Jam, it's Dr. G's patient. One day I got a call. Where you at? I'm here at the shop. Okay. I spoke to Nicky Jam. He wants you to be here to, you know, you can come and pick up the keys to bring his car to the shop and do this, do that. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, for real? And
Just
he's
like
like, just like that, out of the wind, like from nowhere. And I'm like, oh my God. So, bro, of course, I made it happen. Drove all the way to the R.E.A.L, do the whole move.
What was the car?
Huh?
What was the
A
car?
Lamborghini, a Roadster, an Aventador Roadster.
Sheesh.
Just like that.
Wow.
Insane, bro. Like, for me, I was like, of course, it made me feel proud because I'm coming from nothing. I'm coming from nothing. So to work on famous people's car randomly, like not randomly because I worked hard for it, you know, but just to work on, you know, famous people's car that I built trust on them, bro, amazing. That make me feel proud.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for you, it's not about the money, right?
It's not about the money because everything I do, everything I've been doing is with passion. I'm here because I'm passionate about it. Working on cars, I don't look at things like, you know, a dollar sign. Of course, we all gotta make money, obviously, you know. But it's not about the money. It's about like, I love what I do, you know, and everything that I went through in my life, I did it for a purpose, and I did it because that's exactly what I wanted to do. It's like you building, you know, let's say you remodel this house.
Yeah.
You know, you don't, of course, you, like I said, you got to make your money, but you do it because that's what you love to do. It's the same thing with me about cars. I love what I do. I do it with passion. And man, like, I got no words how to like describe it. You know, the feeling when you see your client's face and you give them the key back, like, here's your key back, your car's key, and they turn the car on and be like, oh my God, bro, you kill it, bro. That feeling,
wow,
the best.
Can't compare.
Can't compare.
Wow.
Because once again, you're doing it with passion, not for the money.
Yeah.
That's the way I think that's one of the keys to be successful, man. That you feel inside of you in your heart that like you know, or it makes you happy that your client, you know, whatever you did on his house or on this car, in this case on their car, you know, they feel happy about it, bro. So that makes me extremely happy.
Man, in a way, so it's like you're really serving people.
Of course,
in a way,
of course.
You know, and
Of course
that's a gratification I get. Like when I give the client the keys to their house. You know, that saying, I see it in your face every time I bring, I come into your shop and I see you give a client their keys. Everybody like so happy. So
Oh yeah, man.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
I respect that, man.
Thank you,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Appreciate it. But yeah, man, that's the way I do, you know. That's the way it is. I mean, life, thank God, man. God blessed me so many ways
Yeah.
and in different ways. And like I said, I'm a giver. I'm a giver. I feel inside of me that I'm a person that I'm here with a purpose, and I'm a giver, man. That's the way. So in this case, you know, we serve we give away in my case I give away a service. That's what I provide to everybody out there. But once again, I do it with passion.
Yeah. So you tell me about Dr. G, with your smile and everything, man. I see you got it up, man.
Yeah.
Like, so where did that come from, bro?
So, bro, that's a good story. So one day back in 16, I was actually driving through Wynwood. I was giving sandwiches and bottled waters away to homeless people. And bro, I spent the whole day, basically the whole afternoon, giving all the stuff away. You know, people were like super excited, super happy about it. When I was about to head out and leave Wynwood, something told me, look to your left. And I'm driving, and I'm like, what? And I see something like a reflect behind a dumpster. When I saw that reflect, and something told me stop, so I stopped, pulled over, boom, boom, got out of the car, and I approached, this gentleman that is behind the dumpster. So the gentleman, when I asked him, hey, are you hungry? I asked him, and he literally just jumped, super scared. And he's like, oh my God, you scared the shit out of me. Literally, that's the way he said.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you mean? Are you okay? You need something? Are you hungry? I got some sandwiches like left on the car. Do you want one? And he's like, I get one. But before, let me give you a hug. You're an angel. And I look at him like, what do you mean I'm an angel? Like, what are you talking about? And he tells me, I was about to overdose, because I don't want to live no more. And I'm like, hold on. What do you mean you don't want to live no more? Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, life is too beautiful for you to let it go.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So this guy tells me basically a little bit about him, his story, where he came from and stuff like that. And I just decided to help him out. I started doing the best I could, because dealing with someone that's addict, it's very hard. I didn't know what I was getting myself into, to be honest with you. And this guy basically tells me like, you know what I mean? I want to get out of, the addiction and stuff like that, but it's very hard. It's very hard for me, And I told him, don't worry about it. I'm gonna do my best to help you out. Literally, I lost my job. I don't have a job right now, but whatever I can, in my hands to like help you out, I'll make it happen. Let's work this out. So, started helping him out, doing the best I can, bro. No progress, progress. You know what I mean? So I was, like I said, I was very consistent about it.
Yeah.
Consistent. Pushing him, hey, bro, you got to do better. You got to, you got to stop doing this. You got to stop doing that. I got this gentleman a few times in my car. And one day, when I told you I was going to like head out and work for this company, for Celsius, be tour manager, I told him, listen, I'm going to be out of town for a few months.
Yeah.
I won't be here, but I need you to make me a promise. He's like, all right, so what's up? And he's like, you got to promise me when I come back, you're going to be out of this. You're going to be out of the addiction. You're going to become better. You're going to be better. Promise me that, please. And he's like, I'll promise you. So, bro, I never heard from him again. One day when I was almost about to like come back to Miami, yeah. I get a DM. It was him. He DM'd me.
He DM'd you?
He DM'd me, bro.
Damn.
Randomly. And he's like, yo, I appreciate everything you did for me. Bro, I like, you're an angel. Like, I'm clean now, and I'm working as a chef from sleeping on the street, once again, from being an addict, literally, you know what I mean? he was working as on a kitchen on this restaurant as a chef.
Damn.
And I'm like, bro, I got goosebumps. I got tears in my eyes. Bro, that's insane. Like coming from nothing. So the story continues. Like he was like, yeah, but I love to draw. I love to do art. And I told him, all right, so bro, whatever you love to do, you just gotta make it happen. You know, if you're good at it, you know what I mean? Like get into it. You know, become an artist or start doing some paint, stuff like that. One day, he basically called me. He's like, "Hey, Sean, I started doing some tattoos." Actually, matter of fact, he was the one who did this one to me.
So he did.
Yeah, that was his first tattoo. I was his first client.
You was his first client.
I was his first client, bro. So he got it. He started working for this Inkaholic. I think is the name of the right Inkaholic. Yeah. So he started working for Inkaholic, and he made me this tattoo.
Wow. So from being homeless to chef
and then from there to become a tattoo artist.
That's insane, bro.
And one day, bro, we kept talking. Of course, you know, he got a girlfriend now. Now he bought a BMW. Now he has a car. And crazy thing, like a few years after, he ended up opening his own tattoo shop. His dad passed away, and he left him a couple $1 million. I'm not gonna say the amount, but a couple $1 million. So the guy just became a multi-millionaire.
Hold on, bro. Hold on, dog.
Yeah.
So this man went from being homeless to chef. To give you your first tattoo.
My first tattoo.
And then,
and now he opened his own tattoo shop, and now this guy is a multi-millionaire. How about that? Bro, life and God works some mysterious ways, you know? And you never know.
Wow.
You never know. My thing is, my point with this is you can never judge nobody, you know what I mean, for the way they look or the way they are or their situation, because you don't know who that person's going to become in the future.
Man, I mean, that's so unfortunate for his dad, but for his dad to leave him that, like, bro, that's
insane.
That's mind-blowing, bro. Like,
that's insane.
That's mind-blowing.
Yes, sir.
So where he's at today, like, you still talk to him?
Yeah, we still talk. Yeah, we still talk. Of course, we're really good friends.
Yeah.
But he has his own business, his own stuff, you know, so we don't, it's not that we talk every single day, but we maintain the communication.
Yeah.
We maintain the communication open, and I mean, bro, it's just crazy how life works.
Dang. Did you know, like, he was gonna end up being a multi-millionaire?
He had no idea. Me neither. I had no idea.
So this whole time he was homeless, his dad was not in his life? Like, what happened?
Not at all. He lost communication with his family because he became an addict, and basically his parents...
They disowned him?
Exactly, yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
Man, because of who you are, like, I've seen, like, you know how it is in Miami.
Oh, yeah.
So you driving all these cars, you know, you own a lot of cars yourself, so I know it comes with the ladies, so...
I can't play no games, bro. No.
So how you avoided all that in Miami, man? Like...
I don't...
It comes with attention, I know that.
Yeah, I know, I mean, and temptation is something crazy, don't get me wrong, but in my case, I mean, I love my wife, obviously, and I got a family, bro. Wow. And everything I'm building, this empire, I'm doing it for my family, you know? Wow. So in my case, I'm focused. I feel like, especially when you're starting, you can't lose your focus, because if you lose your focus,
that's it.
Things gonna go, bro, everything's gonna be gone. Yeah. You did everything in vain. So why would I throw everything away when I worked so hard for it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I gotta stay on the line, man. Wow. I gotta be focused. You know what I mean?
So how did you meet your wife?
At the clinic.
At the clinic?
At the clinic.
Hold on, man. I need to go see Dr. G, bro.
You have to, trust me, you have to.
I gotta
you have to, bro. So I met her over there, actually.
You met her at the clinic,
yeah, she was the one. She's Dr. G's basically assistant or right hand. I mean, let's put it like that. Like, she's her right hand, his right hand.
Yeah.
So that's how we met. She does my smile design, and
man, how did you swoop in? Because, you know, in that industry, on any service industry, like, hey, the client patient, they just be professional. But so how did you swoop in?
It wasn't like that, to be honest. It was not like I got there and I started, flirting or nah, it wasn't like that. It was very professional way. I After I got my small design, I went there to get my my retainers and stuff, and she was the one who took care of me that day and did some adjustment, etc. Like the maintenance of my team and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, the thing is, she told me, oh, your protector, your retainers are gonna get done soon, but if you want, if you're gonna go somewhere, go and I'll call you when they're done so you can come and pick them up. And I was like, oh, cool. So like I said, she's the one who managed like everything.
Right.
So she texts me, hey, your retainers are done. And I'm like, all right, cool. So during that week, I remember I had 3 tickets for this concert.
Uh-oh.
And I invited one of my boys.
Yeah.
And then the other ticket, I was like, why would I purchase 3 tickets for? Like, I only need 2, not 3.
Yeah.
But you know what? That girl from the clinic, I'll invite her.
Yeah.
Why not? You know, she seems cool. She seems very nice to me. I like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I wasn't thinking nothing bad. I was like, you know, I invited her as a friend. Cool.
Yeah.
Let's go chill. So I invited her. Bro, since that day, it's the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ended up getting married.
So what you did, bro? You texted
No,
her,
literally,
you called her,
literally,
said,
I
"Come
text
with
her,
me."
listen, I got the one ticket available for this concert. Do you want to come over? And she was like, for real? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, all right, come and pick me up at this time. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's make it happen. So I went and picked her up, and that's when we started dating. We started dating until we fell in love. We started riding in Miami, you know, jet skis, you know what I mean? Every Sunday, I had a jet ski at that time. We had fun.
You was rolling.
Oh yeah, bro.
You was
and yeah, things were very smooth. And bro, we ended up getting married.
Wow.
Yeah, we ended up getting
So how
married.
did you knew that like she was the one for you, that she wanted you for you, not for like what you done built up? Like how did you know that?
Because when I met her, one thing, at least me, that I'm not from here, from Miami. You know how it's Miami, bro. Like, you girls are crazy, are insane. Yeah. But when it came to her, she was she's still to this day very independent about it. She's a hustler too. So she proved me that hey, listen, I can support myself. You know, I got this, I got that, you know, by myself. I don't need from nobody. Bro, for me, that was a win-win. I was like, bro, she's the one.
Yeah.
She's the one. She's coming from a good family. Yeah. You know, she got manners. You know what I mean? She's not this crazy party girl like Miami, typical girl. You know what I mean? So that's how we got very involved, and we started, you know, very more serious about it till we fell in love, bro. Like, and I'll say like 4, almost 5 months after we started dating, she ended up getting pregnant. That quick. That fast, bro.
Bro, you gotta wrap it up, bro.
Bingo, you know,
You're
done.
like, you know what? I'm in there.
Safe. Done. So yeah, she ended up getting pregnant, and yeah, like after, you know, I was like, you know what? You're already pregnant. Let's make this happen. You know what I mean? We're in love. Yeah. You know what I mean? Let's get married. So we got married.
Wow.
That's how it was. It was pretty quick, but ended up working out at the end of the day. Yeah. Everything ended up like.
But you was ready for that though.
Oh yeah, bro.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, at the beginning, I wasn't ready to become a father. Don't get me wrong. I think nobody's ready.
Right.
That's something that, like anything, you got to learn about it. You know what I mean? It takes time. It's a process. But bro, it's been the most beautiful thing in my life. I swear. Wow. The most beautiful thing. My son, my family means everything to me. So that's my.
I'm gonna need you to call Dr. G, man, for me. You feel me? I need to make an appointment.
Yeah,
Dr. G, man.
Yeah,
man. Just to see the smile on your face, you know, meeting her and having your family, man.
Oh, yeah,
I know that's everything for you.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
So does she work part of the business, or you know, what does she do?
So she's basically the manager of the VIP area of the clinic. Yeah, so she's the one who manages all the patients and you know, work on their teeth, and she does basically a little bit of everything.
Wow.
She's the manager basically.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you guys do for fun? Like, besides the cars, I know you done work on all these cars, but besides all that, like, what do you do for fun? Like,
so in my case, I love everything that has to do with speed, to be honest with you. That's me. I'm the crazy one in the house. Yeah. She's more chill. She's more like, let's go to the beach, relax, you know, like we're not party people. We don't really, I mean, I love to party, don't get me wrong, but since our son was born, you know, we slowed down a bit. But for fun, basically, it's like we enjoy it as a family. We let's go to Orlando, have a family day, you know, in the parks, or we go to the beach together, or let's go on the boat together, stuff like that. That's basically what we do. Yeah, it's more we enjoy time, you know, spending time together as a family. That's the truth. That's what I enjoy.
Right. Yeah. So how did you prevent like your business from like overpowering your family? Like,
Ooh,
I know
that's a tough one. That's a tough one. So it's very hard because nobody will understand what your business is going through except you, not even your wife. All right? Because yes, sometimes we talk about our wife, you know, she's my best friend, she's everything to me, but there's some stuff that even if I try to explain to her, she will not understand. So it's very tough. Don't get me wrong. There's some days where you get home and you're stressed out. You know, and she look at your face, you look at me and be like, hey, what happened? Everything's okay? And I'm like, yeah, it's fine.
You can't really tell her.
I can't really tell her, yeah, exactly. Because financial problems, or maybe something didn't go well with this client, or so I mean, it's life, you know, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So it's very tough, but I got one rule in my case. And my rule is like when I get home, my house, it's my peaceful place. You know, when I get to my house, I want to be in peace. I don't want to bring inside my house my business issues. You know, that's outside of my house. I actually lately I've been literally like turning off my phone, my business phone. When I get home, I'm like, it's time for my son, because, bro, you can recover money anytime, but not time. You know, you will never recover your time back.
Wow.
So why would I miss time, like, or quality time with my son because I'm just looking for money? Bro, forget about that. I want to spend time with my son because he's not going to be that little one his entire life. Every year he's going to grow. Every time, every minute that passed, it's going to go away.
Yeah.
So I got to enjoy those moments when I'm home. It's time for my family.
Well, you know, bro, that's very humbling for you to say that, because, bro, I know a lot of business owners, and I see a lot of them like they'll put their business before their family, and like with you is the opposite. So
it's the opposite, because I get it. There's some businesses where it requires you to dedicate more time, you know, and you have to maybe you got to spend more time into it and stuff like that. But in my case, at least this business, don't get me wrong, there's some times where, of course, we got to keep grinding, but not always. You know why? Because why would I let my kid, you know, grow and then eventually say something like, oh, damn, my dad never spent time with me. Bro, I don't want that. I don't want that. You know, I don't want my kid to be getting, you know, wrong attitudes because daddy wasn't there. You know what I mean? Or feeling bad, you know, or traumatized because I never spent time with him, or not even grab a bat or a ball. Let's go and play baseball together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what's gonna be in his memories? What he's gonna remember, that dad was always working? Bro, that's not what I really want. Wow. That's not what I really want, and that's not what a son deserves.
Well, you know, most families go through that.
Yeah,
I know. Dad not being there. You know, so for you to hear you say that, you cut from a different cloth, bro.
Bro, it's I'm saying this because my dad spent time with me, but I still remember to this day. There were some times where he couldn't make it to my baseball practice, you know, or my basketball practices. He wasn't there. He was my grandpa. My grandpa was majority of the time with me on all my sport practices, you know. And like I said, I don't want my son to go through the same thing I went through, you know. Bro, me and my wife, we try to, like, everything the kids do, like my son. We got him right now in swimming classes, you know what I mean? My son. Bro, I was there his first swimming class. I was like, bro, I gotta be there. You know,
Yeah.
the first time he visited the school that he's gonna go, like start now in August.
Yeah.
I was there. I was like, no, we gotta go together to the school. I gotta learn. I gotta know about the school.
That's real.
My son is not gonna go to the school that I don't know. No, I gotta go. I gotta go with you. Let's go together.
Wow.
So we try to everything we do when it comes to stuff like that for my son, our kid, we try to be together, do it together. Do it together.
So I could say your son is your hero. So
Bro, he's mine. That little one's my everything, bro.
Man.
My everything.
So who's your hero in this business? Like
My family. I would say, bro. My family.
wow. Man, that's very you know, I see you getting emotional about it, man.
Yeah,
I know
bro.
it runs deep for you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's everything to me.
Right. So let me ask you a question. With your family being your hero, like, and you coming from where you coming from,
Yeah.
like, what advice would you give to, you know, the young folks out there, people who want to get into this business? You know, your experience, like, what's your advice to them? Like,
Well, my advice to everybody, doesn't matter what kind of business you're into, always trust yourself. Always trust yourself and do not give up. Because everything that you want in life, you can accomplish it as long you work hard for it. Things don't come easy. You know, you're gonna go through like hard situations, but it's a process where you have to go through to learn and become stronger. Because that's what bad situations, you know, or life put you in certain positions where you have to go through that to learn something. You know, because everything, it's a learning process. So my advice, bro, it's, you know, always trust yourself. As long as you trust yourself and you work hard for whatever you want in life, you're gonna accomplish whatever you want.
yeah, that's real, bro. Like, I got chills from you
Yeah.
saying that, bro.
Yeah.
That's real, man. But I appreciate you coming out,
Bro.
man. Like, to this show, man.
Appreciate it, bro.
Hey, that's real, man.
All right.
Man, hey, before we go, hey, I seen that Lambo in the back, man. You
Let's
might have to take for a little
Let's
spin.
take a ride.
Ooh, let's do it. I hope I can fit in that thing, though.
You will.
What you got? Hey, man, safety first.
Bro,
I get my seat done.
first time in a Lambo. How about that?
It's first time in the Lambo, man. It feel like I'm in an egg, man. I can barely fit in here. All right, man, let's do it, man. Kind of nervous a little bit. Look at the interior, man. Look at that.
Red interior.
Red interior. Feel like you're in a spaceship or something. You feel the power already, like coming from the vehicle, man.
You're in good hands. Trust me. You're good.
I trust you now. Woo! Hey, boy. Hey. Hey, I don't think I understand, man. Hey, this fast, man. Hey,
Yeah, you move,
I feel like my chest was gonna go to my ass or something, bro. Woo! Hey!
Bro, it's all about the experience, I swear, bro.
Bro.
I love this car.